Yo, 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 what's the deal? What's the deal, my people? It's your boy Jason Gooner back in the building again. And this time, it's another EPL match week review show. It was week 4 in the EPL this weekend. And of course, it was a big weekend. The North London Derby took place once again. One of the biggest fixtures of the year in the Premier League. Definitely one that the neutrals usually like to watch. Wouldn't say it was vintage North London Derby type performance today from Arsenal, but it got the job done. That's all that matters. And of course, this morning we traveled. Daughter had a match in Atlanta today. They got the victory. So Arsenal with the 3 points. Juliana's team with the 3 points. Great day for me. And of course, people, it was a special North London Derby day because today is my birthday. So definitely, if you're in the building, you need to do the things you always do for me. That's like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel as well. If you're new, definitely share it around and get some more people in on the conversation. You don't know, Jason Gooner TV is a growing channel. We bring football content to the people. Definitely Jamaica fans, big Arsenal fans, so we cover the EPL as well. So today's show is about the EPL. We're going to go through all the games, look at the stats, talk about the goals, talk about anything that happened in the game that was interesting. Yeah, man, I just have the conversation. Of course, we do the weekly picks on the show. So we had 6 contestants this week. We're going to show you the results of that as well at the end of the show. This should be a good one, people. As I said before, it is my earthstrong. So you don't know if you want to bless up the channel in any way. You know how you do that. You hit that, drop your comment. There should be a dollar symbol there. Drop some super chat on the board for Jason Gooner's earthstrong. Yeah, man. So people, as we said, we're gonna get started in the program. I just want to say very thankful for another year. Just ultimate thanks goes out to the Lord for keeping me healthy again for a year, keeping the family healthy. Just so blessed to have a wonderful wife, 2 beautiful children that definitely keep me going and keep me grounded, and keep me focused. Sometimes we tend to go off track at times during a year, and definitely having that foundation of the family helps me out a lot. So I am just so thankful, glad that I made it to see another one, and hopefully there are many more, because I am fully enjoying my experiences on this earth with the family. So again, people, it is my earth strong. So this is a special one. We're gonna do this show like we always do, discuss the football, talk about the football. Make sure you drop in your comments in the comment section, and yeah, we're gonna have the conversation that way. First and foremost, people, if you have a team in the league, just put a 3 in the comment section if your side get 3 points. So I will start it off. 3. I'm gonna put a whole heap of 3s. 3. If your side get 3 points, drop a 3. Stets, bless up yourself, madam. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that, people. That was mommy blessing me up. Told her I will call her back when the show done. So yeah, man, we're gonna go through the games like we always do, people, as I said. And I am here celebrating on my Earth Strong, having my favorite beverage, Drink responsibly, people. I'm at home. I don't have anywhere going. So that is an example of drinking responsibly. All right. Happy Earth Strong, Stets. Respect, Stets. Respect. Yeah, man. We made it again. We made another year around the sun, Went out to lunch today, and the lady asked me how old I turned. So kind of celebrated myself and my daughter, because my daughter is on the 5th. My big daughter Gabby is on the 5th, and I am on the 15th, which is today. So they asked Gabby's age, and she said 13. So I said I am 14, and the lady just went along with it. So I was 14 during the birthday singing. Thought that was kind of hilarious. But yeah, people, as I say, it is the Earth Strong Day. So bless up the channel in any way you see fit. but just be sure to smash that like button. That's the most important thing. So let's get right into the football, people, why we are here. So what I'm going to do is pull up the first game on the screen and the curtain raiser for the weekend. Back from the international break was Southampton at St. Mary's hosting Manchester United. So this game, of course, ended 3-0 to Manchester United. So they got back on track with this one. Goals from De Ligt and Rashford in the first half, and then Garnacho in injury time to make it 3-0. Now, Southampton, in the first half, I thought before the goals from Man United came, it was a pretty back and forth game. I thought Southampton had chances, and of course, right before that De Ligt header in the first half, there was a penalty to Southampton, won by Tyler Dibbling, who I thought is definitely one to look out for the future. Only 18 years old, was substituted in the second half, but before that, thought he was a menace on that right-hand side. Caused Dallas some issues down that side, and I think one for the future for Southampton, one to watch for sure. Cameron Archer stepped up to take the penalty, and I think, a lot of times if you look at people who are successful with penalties lately, there's something about the time they put the ball down. So they don't put the ball down and just stand there and look at the ball. They might hold it in their hand. They might have their back turned. Sometimes the penalty taker isn't even the one that looks like he's going to take the penalty. I thought Archer just put the ball down, was standing there forever, thinking about it. Never really the right way to go. Even in his facial expression, you could see the strain. He was not really looking forward to taking that penalty. So in the end, it was saved by Onana. I think they said it was the first time he saved a penalty since he's been to United in the Premier League. So big moment for Onana there. Usually a very good penalty stopper, but not since he's gotten to United in the league at least. But he stopped that one. And, how many times have you seen in a league like this, you get punished? So, Southampton, I think I had said this in a chat I'm in with some friends. Southampton last season could have had a very similar first half in a championship match, going 0-0, come back out, maybe win the game still, draw the match at least. In the Premier League, you miss a penalty, you go right down the other end. Manchester United, boom, boom, 1-2, 2 goals down at halftime, and it changes everything about the game. I think in the second half, probably some of the best I've seen Man United play, to be honest. I thought they had a very good measure of control in that second half. Even though Southampton obviously were the team that needed to come and get something out of the game, I just thought that, United did a really good job of making it very difficult for them to play. United had, like I said, a very good measure of control in the game. As you can see from the starting lineup, they dropped Casemiro to the bench this time after his rough first half against Liverpool 2 weeks ago. They started Eriksen, a more technical player in midfield. Knew they would probably lose some in the aspect of tackling and biting that midfield, but I think the added presence of Eriksen, just his composure on the ball, a lot of situations where United might be pressed out of it. I think Eriksen being on there, his guile, his know-how really helped United to look a slicker passing team, especially when they were transitioning. So let's see if Ten Hag sticks with this against all teams, or was it just, against Southampton, he thought it was okay to not have that steal in the midfield, or as much steal in the midfield. Rashford had got on the score sheet this time. I think it was his first in quite a few appearances. I think 13, maybe dating back to last season. So big things there for United fans to see Rashford get a goal. Was a well-taken goal to the far post as well, off the post. Really nothing Ramsdale could do, even though I thought Ramsdale had a decent game, even though he conceded 3 goals. Did stop a lot of other goals. Could have been more for Man United on the day. But yeah, United back on track with this win. Some people, I saw some memes going around that people were extremely happy that Ten Hag was able to pull this one out, thanking Southampton for, extending Ten Hag's stay at United. So a lot of trolls out there, people. You have to watch out for them. More life, my bro. Yeah, man. Respect Fresh God. Big up yourself, bro. Hope all is well with you. Hope everything is back up to some normalcy for you. I know you had made the trek overseas. I hope you're settling in nicely, my bro. Funds not up yet. I go bless up the channel one of them days. Yeah, man, Fresh. Not watch nothing, bro. No watch nothing, bro. Me know from your have it, you gotta bless up the channel, brother. No watch no face, bro. No watch no face. Yeah, man, your time will come as well, bro. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for this one. I think Southampton, as I said, people, I didn't know they were going to get Ramsdale, but I don't think Ramsdale can help them so much. I think that's going to be tough for them to stay up in the league. I think Russell Martin, I respect him as a manager. He has a style of play. He tries to play. They do try to pass the ball. But I just don't know if they have the requisite quality to stay up in this league. When you look around the league and some of the quality in some of the other teams, it's going to be really tough for them. I mean, they have some good players. Kyle Walker-Peters, Bednarik is a decent defender. I like the looks of Sugawara so far in the league. Dibbling a youngster that I really have some time for. But yeah, I think they're going to struggle up top just to get the goals needed to stay up. You know, Cameron Archer, and Armstrong, really who they would be relying on as far as strikers. Not sure if that's going to be enough to keep them up. I know Ross Stewart did forward on as well. Another one that they have high hopes for, but again, not sure if he'll be the one to be the answer either. So it's going to be tough for them. They're going to have to find goals. They're going to have to scrap. But yeah, if they can't keep a few clean sheets here or there, I think they're going to struggle to get points. On the United side of things, as I said, the main talking points, I think, going forward for United, Casemiro, you know, is it a case where that performance in the first half against Liverpool was enough to drop him permanently? Did Eriksen play more so because of the opposition? You know, they figured they would have more of the ball so they could afford to play Eriksen in that midfield role. That's something to watch out for going forward for Ten Hag. But, you know, good performance in the end for them, I thought. I thought the second half especially was really, really dominant. Didn't really give them a sniff in that second half. So let's see if that continues for them. Let's just take a look at the statistics of the game overall. United did lead the expected goals and the possession 56-44, 2.67 to 1.12. They created 5 big chances to Southampton's 3. Of course, one of those being the penalty. 20 shots to 6 in favor of United. 7 saves for Ramsdale. As I said, it could have been a lot more for United. 3 saves for Onana, one of which being the penalty save, of course. 7 corners to United to none for Southampton. United attempted a lot more passes. Yellow cards, United had 4 to only 1 for Southampton, but they did get that red card. Straight red to Jack Stevens, and it was warranted. It was a pretty nasty challenge up high on Garnacho. Let's see. Shots on target 10-4 in favor of United. Let's check the final third entries. So they missed 3 big chances, did Southampton. 3 big chances missed as well for United. They did convert 2 of them. Touches in the penalty area, 38-18 in favor of United. And final third entries, 53 for United, 37 for Southampton. But the final third phase, better passing accuracy for United, carving out better chances, better shooting opportunities. So that makes sense of the difference or disparity in those specific numbers there. So yeah, that is pretty much the game by the numbers. United, as I said, much better control in that second half. As a matter of fact, if you look at the entries in the second half, just curious to see, because it really was a much better performance, I thought, in the second half from United. Final third entries in the second half, yeah, 35-12. Yeah, I figured it would be much more lopsided than the entire game. In the first half, as I said, Southampton did have some moments. I think they created all of their big chances in that first half as well. So yeah, I think on the balance of play in the first half, even their possession wise, they both created 3 big chances. So it was a good game in that first half. United just made the difference. That cutting edge in front of goal, Rashford pinpoint finish, and a pinpoint header from De Ligt. Watching some U20 World Cup here. Netherlands just equalized against Colombia 2-2 in the 85th minute. So it looks like they were going to go down, but they found a goal. And that's just hard work from the player. Bustling 2-3 players. From a tight angle. Good finish. Bless up, Float. What go on? Yeah, man. Big win today, bro. Big win. Blessings, Jason. Bob Marley lost for my Spurs. Yeah. Sorry, Warren. 3 in a row at your yard. We move. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. If you're just getting in the building, make sure to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. I don't know, it's your boy's Earthstrong today, as you can see. So you don't know if you want to drop a birthday super chat. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated in the night. Yeah, man. Support the channel in that way. Also, let's get some subs tonight, people. I think we're at 1275. Let's try to get about 10 more subs on this show tonight. I know it's possible. Yamal with a brace for Barca. Yeah, this guy Yamal, man. Serious baller, that, you know. Serious baller. Yeah, at the close of the show, we're just going to do a quick check on the other leagues as well. But yeah, mainly going to devote most of the time to the EPL. Bless up Africans, Wagwan, enjoying the Prem for one more year till my Wolves are sent to Championship. Yo, I don't know, man. I feel like they're gonna start getting points. I don't see them going down. I think it will be a battle all season, but I don't think they're gonna go down, Africans. I'll be honest with you. Respect Float. Respect Warren. Respect Africans. Yeah, man. Respect for the blessings. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for the United Southampton game. Big 3 points for them. So United off the snide, so to speak. Let's go back to round 4 and the fixtures. So the next game of the day. So this is the one I have on my list next. Brighton Ipswich. And the one thing I remember when I was looking at the lineups, and I was like, yo, what is? The nationality has changed, people. No more yard flag. Damn. So you mean to tell me I have to stop comment on that every post where I make baller Jamaica flag and the symbol, my tagline for every comment for the baller them. So I'm gonna have to do it again for him. I'm gonna have to put baller on an English flag now. Rough. But this game, pretty much threw all of the predictors for a loop. I don't think anybody went for a point in this one to Ipswich and Brighton. Everybody had Brighton winning this game. And based on the balance of play, to be totally honest, Brighton probably should have won the game. I thought they created enough to get a goal in this one. Just, couldn't find that finishing touch in the end. Muric, who has been having a tough season so far, had a blinder in this one, getting a 9.1 rating. But let's just take a look at the statistics and try to make sense of this 0-0 draw. 3 big chances to 1 created for Brighton, 21-6 on shots. 6 saves for Muric in goal. Only 1 for Verbruggen. 9 corners to 2 for Brighton. Passes, look at that, people. 300 more passes attempted by Brighton. So a lot of the football there. Shots on target 6-1. But in that one shot, in one of those shots, Ipswich did hit the woodwork though. Let's see. Let's take a look at the big chances missed. So 3 big chances missed and 1 for Ipswich. So that's all the creation of big chances. They missed everything. Touches in the penalty area, a lot to a little bit, 39-8. Final third entry 70-34. So, every metric that you look at pretty much lopsided towards Brighton, and to be expected. I mean, Brighton at home, the way they've been playing this season, you would think that they would have the better of the play for the most part, but just could not find the back of the net in this one. Minte had a tough outing, did create a big chance though. I think, who was it that missed the big chances? I don't think it was Danny. think Matoma might have missed one of them. Yeah, he missed both of them, or missed two of them. Yeah, I remember one of them that he missed. Yeah, this one right here. So really should have put that one away. I don't know if this was quite a big chance, but this one for sure was. I think the rebound as well. Yep. I for call back all them people. I get the birthday calls them people. But yeah, this is I think I didn't miss one too late. Yeah, so just didn't get anything out of the wingers in this one that they normally would. I think that made the difference for them unlocking Ipswich. Solid defensive day for Ipswich, though. They defended well for the most part. Pretty toothless in attack, but they really didn't have much of the ball to influence the game. I think Brighton will look back at this one and definitely consider it 2 points dropped. If they want to keep pace with the, not necessarily title challenges, but the European hopefuls. This is a fixture. Ipswich at home. You would definitely be wanting to look back at the season and say, yes, we took care of business there. But they weren't able to do it. So 1 point for Brighton. If you cannot win the game, you shouldn't lose. So kudos to them. Van Hecke continuing his good play after his Netherlands debut. Thought he had a good outing again. So yeah, good result for Ipswich though. Points away from home in their situation. Definitely welcomed by them, I'm sure. So still in my seatbelt, even though I'm a win. All right, coach, pick up yourself. Yeah, man, and I get the 3-0. Good performance too, I thought. I mean, the first half, a bit back and forth until the Licks goal. And I think pretty much once that goal went in, pretty much dominated after that. Second half, I thought was really good from United. Some of the best I've seen them play, actually. I know it's just Southampton, but, United has made other teams look better than that. So I think you guys should be happy with that performance this weekend. Problem with United, though, is they'll give you this performance and then next week you get something different. So consistency, I think, is the key for United this year. We'll see if they can find any. All right, the next one. This game was a really good game, people. Crystal Palace and Leicester City. Leicester was able to take the 2-0 lead, actually, in this one. Goals from Vardy and Mavididi right after halftime. Vardy, the ageless wonder, again, doing the business, scoring again at Palace. Then 1 minute after they made it 2-0, Mateta scored a nice finished goal crossed by Tyreek Mitchell from the left-hand side. Nice cheeky finish to the far post, evading the defenders and the keeper to make it 2-1. And then penalty in injury time fell to Crystal Palace. Wasn't sure if it was going to be Eze or Mateta to kick that one, but Mateta did take that one and slotted it home for 2. In my preview show, I did mention that I think a part of the reason why Crystal Palace started a bit slow was Mateta coming back from the Olympics. Didn't think he was quite 100 after that. Needed a bit more time to kind of get his feet back under him. And I had a feeling like the international break came at a good time for him, especially. And I thought that he would get back to goal scoring ways this week, which he did, getting a brace, which got his team the point at home. Glasgow, while I'm sure down 2-0, will be happy to get the point. He'll be starting to think, okay, we gotta finish some of these games off with some 3 points at some point. So I think Crystal Palace still kind of finding their way with the new team. They did lose a bit of players on the back line, especially. So they're just trying to, get that all sorted out. I think they conceded. The first goal I thought was a really bad goal to concede, just too open. How they gave up that first goal, and I think those are the kind of growing pains they're gonna go through for a little bit. Gahey trying to organize that back line. the Maxence Lacroix just came in. They have an injury to Riyadh right now, so just need to get healthy. Chris Richards, maybe from his exertions in the US and the travel, didn't see the pitch in this one, but Riyadh, definitely they'll welcome him back, but I think he's out for quite a few more weeks, so we'll see how that plays out for Crystal Palace. Leicester, on the other hand, our boy Bobby Reid did not get on the pitch today, or yesterday, sorry, I should say. And when I saw that they had brought in, I knew Mavididi was out, but came back. When I saw that they got AU, right, and they loaned for Facundo Bonanate, and they also have Fatawu, who they signed in the summer, I started to get a little bit worried for Bobby, because I'm thinking, I think Mavididi is pretty much going to start, and Fatawu, AU, Bonanate, and Bobby Reid pretty much fighting for the rest. And, I see a scenario where if Bobby's not performing at his optimum level, he could be the fifth choice player there, which means, time on the pitch will be a bit limited for him. So I'm hopeful that he can, next opportunity he gets to see the field, he needs to really produce something, because he needs to, get in Steve Cooper's eyes and become someone in the starts. Because I'm telling you, people, there's a lot of that in the system they play, he would play one of these two spots where AU and Mavididi is. And I see basically 5 players fighting for 2 spots. And currently, based on what I've seen the coach doing recently, it looks like Bobby is in that second choice set. So my question is he fifth? Because he brought on Fatau as the third person, and Bobby nor Facundo got on the pitch. So let's see how this one play out, people. We just talked about in this last window, and I'm digressing a bit from EPL just to think about Reggae Boys because it came into my head. The style of play that I see McLaren playing, I think it's going to be very, very important that the players are in good match fitness, because we're pressing a lot more. We're trying to win the ball from the opponent higher up the pitch. It's going to require more fitness, and the more players we have that are struggling to get minutes, which was the case if you look at a lot of our players in this last window, they're not maybe playing as much minutes as we'd like at their clubs. And I think that played a part in, some players maybe not giving us the best performance, or not being able to give us 90 minutes worth of a performance. Maybe we got a half, we got 60 minutes. We're going to need to keep tracking these players, make sure that they're playing. I just don't love the situation at Leicester right now, where it's almost as if they got Bobby Reid and thought, okay, let's get a few more just to be sure, because Bonanate did reach there after Bobby. So, I was kind of surprised when I saw them get him, because I know that's like a direct challenge to where Bobby plays, because he can play off the right or off the left. So let's see how it goes. But this was an entertaining 2-2 draw. Crystal Palace in the end, whenever you can get a goal in injury time to change a result, whether it's from a loss to a draw or a draw to a win, it definitely makes it a memorable one. And I think Mateta is probably up and running now, so look for him to continue to score goals. Edward Nketiah got his debut, played 90 minutes. Surprised where he played. He played in that kind of where Olise used to play, just behind the striker off to the right a bit, with Eze on the other side. Don't know if that's his best role, but I'm sure he'll be happy to just be playing football at this point after sitting on the bench for a few years for the most part. So good to see Eddie Nketiah get his first game, and we will continue to see how he's doing. But as I said, people, if you're an FPL person, I have a feeling like Mateta is going to go on a little goal scoring run. Pretty much everything out there goes through him. So, looks like he might be the penalty man as well. So that's another bonus for people in FPL. So, Mateta, you heard it here first, people. Grab him up. Think he's going to score goals. He's out of his summer holiday now. He's ready. So that was the 2-2 with Leicester and Crystal Palace. Big up yourself, Sherman. 1 done. Clarendon. Oh, you went to the game? So Sherman, let me know. Was it 4-1 or 5-1? Because the JPL app I say 5-1 and SofaScore I say 4-1. So let me know. Look like this game I got extra time. Colombia did score a wicked goal, but them say she offside. So extra time in the U20. Oh, it was 4-1. Alright, cool. Cause JPL app, it's a 5-1 and Chanel Thomas score one of them. But so far score not have Chanel Thomas a score. It's a Garden score 2. And forget Brian Brown must score 1 and somebody else score 1. And Damian Thomas score for Veer. Yeah, I saw it was 1-1 halftime, yeah. And Veer get a red card second half, right? Yeah, me see all of that. So not a good start for Lenny Hyde and Butler. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button, you know, people. Very important to smash it, people. Smash it, smash it, smash it. All right, so let's go to the next game now. And the next game should be Fulham and West Ham. So this Fulham and West Ham game, another one with some late drama. Basically the last kick of the game. I think 5 minutes of injury time was given to be played, and they had a throw in right after the 95 minutes hit. Good quick thinking by Bowen down the flank, cut back. Ings took a touch and then finished it off. Leno very upset, couldn't keep that one out. 1-1 in the end. Fulham thought they were going to get the 3 points, couldn't quite hold out in the end, and it was 1-1. So West Ham salvaging a point late. In this one, I thought Fulham probably deserved to win the game, to be honest. Thought they created more, just had more of the play overall. West Ham did have a good spell in the start of the second half, though, but they couldn't really capitalize. And Fulham just failed to find that second in their spell of, better play in the second half. And like I said earlier, in this league, you don't take your chances. Normally, you're going to pay. And they did pay in the end from that Ings equalizer. It should have been out of sight, at least 2-0, before that goal happened to get the point for West Ham. So some debuts in this one. I think Reece Nelson made his debut. Had a nice performance off the bench. Did get a yellow card, but got 7 in the game. Came on in the 66th minute. So 24 minutes plus injury time is what he played. Had 1 shot on target, 1 shot block. Tried 2 dribbles, was successful for both of them. 8 of 11 passing, 20 touches, lost the ball 5 times. Went into 7 duels in a short time on the pitch, won 4 of them. So very active, committed a foul, made 2 tackles, and was dribbled past once. So high action, 24 plus minutes for Reece Nelson there. Did play, I think, on the right hand side. No, so he did play on the left hand side in this one. When he came on, so Sander Berge went into the central area. Nelson basically went where Iwobi was, so he was on that left hand side. That's how that went. And then Mikel Antonio, after his exertions for Jamaica, playing almost 2 90-minute appearances, only lasted the first half of this one, 45 minutes. 22 touches, 6 of 10 passing, 0 for 2 on the crosses, 1 of 2 on the long passes, 0 for 4 ground duels, 0 for 2 aerials. So you can know if he goes through a game and don't win no duels, something not right. So definitely probably feeling the effects of the travel. 22 touches, 13 possession loss. Couldn't hold the ball up at all in this one, and he was dribbled past once. So probably smartly taken off at halftime. Don't want him to have any long-term effects of the traveling. I think the issue for West Ham on this day was full crew came back from international duty not doing well at all. In the end, Danny Ings got the chance and did do something for his manager Lopetegui. So good work there. Bowen and Kudus probably the shining lights attacking wise for West Ham. I thought they were a threat throughout the game, both of them. When they did have the spells when they were having the better of play, those two were definitely heavily involved. I thought Fulham, Raul Jimenez got to start for the first time in a long while. Molineux had pretty much taken the role from him and hadn't relinquished it, but has gone into a bit of a dry spell lately. So Jimenez got the chance and did get the goal. Was created by Emil Smith Rowe, a good pass finding Jimenez after a run to the near post. And a neat finish from Jimenez. Good to see him back at it. But yeah, Fulham, West Ham, 1-1 game. Bit back and forth. I thought Fulham should have definitely put the game away in the second half, but credit to West Ham, never gave up, kept fighting, and in the end got that point. So Fulham, West Ham let me down again, people. I've been saying West Ham going to win games, and I'll know. Every time I say them going to win, they don't. So next week, I forgot to try something else. All right, next one was a big one, people. This was one that I don't think anybody predicted in the prediction table. Nope. I don't think anybody even predicted a draw in this game. So this was the Liverpool-Nottingham Forest game. So, of course, coming out of the international break, Liverpool and City were the only teams with 3 wins from 3. Liverpool had also not conceded a goal as yet. So they were going into this, I'm sure, pretty confident, even though it's on the heels of the international break. Sometimes it's hit or miss how the players come back, what kind of shape they're in. They do have quite a few players that made longer treks from CONMEBOL qualifying. Luis Diaz, Alexis McAllister. They had to make that trip. But for the most part, they came back all healthy. But this game right here was just basically, Liverpool had a lot of possession. I don't think they created as many chances as they would have liked with the possession. They did create enough chances, though, that could have had them secure a victory. But in the end, I think, I said it in the preview as well. I think Nuno is one of those managers that really doesn't care what anybody thinks about the ways he goes about getting his results. If you look at the starting lineup, when I saw the lineup, I was like, okay, well, I guess what I was saying rang true, because I was thinking that he would go out and just say, listen, we're gonna attack with 3 and defend with 7, and that those 7 are gonna really sit deep. We're gonna have 2 shielding my back line for sure. And that's basically what he did. He went even further by not playing any of his wingers to start the game. So he went with more, central midfield type players in those wider midfield areas. And at times it looked more like a 4-4-1-1, even a 4-5-1, with Gibbs White just dropping into midfield as well. So I think, he realized that this Liverpool team really like to play those nice patterns of football throughout the middle of the pitch, and he wanted to kind of overcrowd them, almost saying, I don't mind if you go around the sides. I trust my players in the box to deal with anything that comes into the box. You guys don't really have an imposing threat in the air per se, so I'm going to take my chances there. I'm just not going to let you play through us. And for the most part, it worked. I think Liverpool was, relegated to a lot of longer shots, shots from tight angles. I mean, it didn't really create much clear-cut opportunities, especially not as many as we have seen from them in games previous, even though they've only won the games 2-0. They did drop 3 on Man United, but I think the 2-0 victories they created way more than just the 2 that they scored. In this one, if you look at even the stats, I think big chances created. Yeah, so big chances created. It was 2 for Forest and only 1 for Liverpool. So that just goes to show you there, for all that possession that they had, it was 70-30 basically. They really didn't do enough with it. They did have 14 shots to their 5, but when you look at the shots on target, it was only 5-3, so it was much closer. So, they were taking shots. I don't think the quality of the shots was so good. So, that can be a bit misleading if you don't look at the actual shots. In the game, though, passes, of course, Liverpool with a lot more attempted and a lot more completed as well. See, big chances missed. Both teams missing their big chances. The goal that was scored on them was definitely not a big chance. One that was just a brilliant individual play. I will discuss that in just a second. 34 touches in the penalty area to 5. That's crazy. So all those touches in the area, but that just goes to show you they were having the bodies around the ball. They couldn't get clear shots on target. It's a good defensive display from Nottingham Forest. Final third entries. That's a true testament right there for all that possession, all those passes. Look at the difference. Look at the difference in entries. Only 11 more entries for the team with the ball. 70% to 30%. That just shows you the effectiveness of your possession really counts for something. Forest was going direct. They were able to get, keep up in the entries department. This is a problem. Linda Caicedo cuts back on her right foot and a bad shot, but it goes back. Ooh. I don't know what happened there. Lucky. Netherlands lucky. Caicedo nearly score. But yeah, the final third entry is 71 to 60. That right there is very telling, with a team with only 30% possession to make that many final third entries. That means they had a game plan and it was executed very well. If you look, as I said, they held their wingers in reserve, brought them on. He brought on Elanga in the 61st, Callum Hudson-Odoi in the 54th, and those two combined for the goal. A good switcher play from Elanga from the right to Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left, cut inside and scored a beauty of a goal to the far post. No chance in goal for Alisson on that one, and that proved to be enough. The 1-0 was enough to get the job done. Big win for Nottingham Forest, and all the teams up at the top of the table were thankful that they were able to knock Liverpool off of their unbeaten perch. I think it was the first time in 55 years, that Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool at Anfield. First time in 55 years. That is crazy. Hot chili, bless up, bro. Yeah, man. Stick around, bro, because I'm going to drop the results and thing. And see how you do. Big up, Duke. We're there. Liverpool dead. Yeah, man, they died, man. Actually, said Liverpool lost in the Forest at Anfield. Sherman said, gonna for life, me say. I wouldn't say that for keep them out quiet. So 1-0 to Forest, people. A mad result. All the Liverpool fans, let me know in the comment section if you're watching this after the fact. Is this any case for concern? Just a bad day at the office? What you guys thinking? Pretty much the manager went with the same team he's been using. Just wasn't able to get a tune out of them on this specific day. I think Salah had one of his poorest games. Just couldn't really get anything going. Jota as well, awfully quiet. Gravenberch, I thought, played well, has been playing well. But yeah, just couldn't really find the answers to the test in this particular fixture. I think Nuno set them out to defend, and they did so greatly. Kept their shape really well, just worked extremely hard as a team. And just basically just wouldn't go down on this particular day. And they were able to come through for the 1-0 win. So a big result. Definitely the shock of the weekend. As I said, nobody in the predictions had this going this way. And I think even the biggest Forest fans probably would have told you they weren't expecting to get much out of this one going into this based on the form. So just goes to show football is a funny one. Liverpool were looking like, they were gonna definitely win this game. But as you can see, they fell short 1-0. And yeah, humbled the Liverpool fans a bit, I think. I think some of them were getting a bit excited after the first 3 games. But let's see how the excitement looks now that they have had this hiccup, losing a game that they definitely, on paper weren't supposed to be losing. So Liverpool 0, Forest 1. Good job from Nuno and his charges. They have been keeping games close. I think it was 1-1, 1-0. It's been all, 1 or 2 goal games. So Nuno definitely putting his imprint on the team as far as the defensive side of things. And if they can keep the scores close like this throughout the season, I think they'll, get enough points to stay up in this particular run in the Premier League. But let's continue to track them. I'm sure they'll have their difficulties because they are a little light when it comes to certain aspects of the team. So let's see how they hold up throughout the season. All right. So, but that's a big, big, big win for them. 1-0 to Forest. As I said, first time the club has gone to that venue and won in 55 years. Big G said we get a hot conk. I saw it go. Yeah, man. Conk, go on this season, man. The only team I see get no conk yet, obviously, is City. Because I would count the Brighton game as a conk for we, even though we never lose. So yeah, I guess the league is waiting for us to conk City. So let's see what happens. Okay, next week that's what's going on. All right, so that is that game. Enough of the putting the Liverpool fans through the misery, even though I could do that for longer. But let's move on to the next game. And the next game was Man City versus Brentford. Now, this one, for a lot of reasons, I was upset about this one. First reason, obviously, as a Gunners fan, every week you say, boy, is this the week that maybe City have some kind of issue? And starting out, I think it was 22 seconds. Johan Wissa did start to give me a little bit of belief. In 22 seconds, Brentford was up 1-0. But as you can see, Erling Haaland in the 19th and 32nd made the difference in this one. And, that was one reason why I was upset. But a second reason I was upset, even though Ethan Pinnock had a 7.1, I wouldn't say he was at fault for the first goal, but the second goal, I thought he could have dealt with that much better. He had the angle on him at first, and then Haaland was smart to get in front of him on the play. Did kind of block and shield him, but I think Pinnock was just outsmarted on that particular play. Shouldn't have really gotten into any kind of tussle with him at that point. Once the ball bounces, just try to recover and get goal side, but got tangled up with him. Haaland used his body to create a little more separation and a neat chipped finish over the keeper. Yeah, I think they're counting that as an error as well. But it just goes to show how much of a good game he played otherwise, because he had an error that led to a goal, which typically knocks off about a point off your score, right? So for him to get a 7.1 without that error, it would have been over 8 in this game. 90 minutes played. Almost had a goal as well. 5 clearances, 1 interception, 6 tackles. Did have the error leading to a goal, as I said. Won all his ground duels, 6 for 6, 2 of 3 in the air. 85 touches, only lost the ball 4 times, 94% on his passing, 64 of 68, 4 of 6 on his long passes, 2 shots on target, 1 off target, and he hit the woodwork once with one of his headers. So, action-packed game for him, a lot of clearances, a lot of duels won. As I said, he was at fault, I thought, for that second goal. Could have dealt with that well or much better than he did. But a strong performance other than that. But I really wish he could have dealt with that long ball better. Who knows? Maybe we're talking about Man City dropping 2 points if he could deal with that a bit better on that particular play. But Erling Haaland, he has done it to many. As I say, he outsmarted him a bit, got his body in between him and the ball, and was able to create separation that way. But in the end, Haaland still has to have the touch and the technique to finish the way he did. Thought it was a really good finish. Kind of thought he had took it a bit close to the keeper, or too close, but he knew what he was doing all along. Just wanted him to commit so he could just flick it over his head, and he did so beautifully to make it 2-1. In this particular game, though, I thought in the first half, Brentford played some good stuff early in the game, at a part in the middle of the first half as well. But after that, I thought City pretty much dominated the second half. If you look at the stats in this one, City dominated the possession and controlled it. I was surprised they weren't able to carve out more clear-cut chances, especially in that second half. But, kudos to Brentford. They didn't really sit back, and I think that's why City couldn't really just carve out chance after chance. I thought, they were very brave, and it even was a part of the reason why they conceded that second goal. They were playing a pretty high line, a pretty risky type of ball game. just trying to take Man City out of their rhythm and not let them grow into too much of a rhythm. And I think, it's a risk reward type of strategy. I thought in terms of the way they were limit them to clear goal scoring chances, I thought it was more they got the reward for their risk. And I am hopeful that Arteta actually looked at what Frank did on the day, because I think the knock on Arteta against City, and we heard Rodri even mention this, was when we went to play them, the mindset was, okay, let's not lose the game, let's draw. And I thought Brentford, if you watch how they played today, yes, they were smart. They kept the numbers at times where they needed to be, but at other times they went for it. They went and they pressed. They caused some havoc. They caused some turnovers, even if it was just a turnover possession, because you forced them to go long. I just think those are the little things that you have to do against City to not let them just, think it's a training session, because once they get going, it can become like that. And my hope is that Arsenal don't just concede certain parts of the pitch to City next week. We need to, at times, pick our spots to try to squeeze them in certain areas of the pitch when they're building up. So that's my hope, that they watch what happened today. They see that, hey, we can play on the front, or not front foot, but we can play a style where we want to engage them in their defensive third and not necessarily give up a lot of chances, because, we saw Brentford do it the week before. So I'm hopeful that I'm sure he'll watch this game, because, these coaches watch all these games, but I'm hopeful that he picks out that little nugget that, listen, yes, we want to make sure we have numbers behind the ball, but we have to pick our spots when we're not just doing that as a default. We'll have to try to take it to them and try to win the ball from them as well. This is ridiculous, people. 282 touches in the final phase. Our passes attempted. My gosh. That's crazy. Final third entry is 52-36, and not that much more for City. Again, when you look at the possession, 54-46. That's just that only happens at the Etihad when a team tries to actively win the ball from you. There's no way you can sit back and have so close possession. So bravery. They say fortune favors the brave. It didn't favor Brentford on this day, but I think this is a good way for Arsenal to approach the game next week. In my eyes, we cannot just go there to just sit back against City. I don't think it's gonna work. But let's see. I think we have to mix it up. But City got another win, so they are the only team with 4 wins from 4 so far. But one of 3 still unbeaten in the Premier League. The second to last game of the day on Saturday was the fixture between Aston Villa and Everton, and this one was a cracker, people. Believe me. All right, so early doors, Dwight McNeil, McLaren, are you watching? Dwight McNeil scored a brilliant goal, and he also provided the assist from a set piece for the second goal, scored by Calvert-Lewin. But the first goal that he scored was a brilliant one. Got an interception, working hard. Basically took a touch, and with barely any backlift, once he shifted the ball to the left, a shot to the far post in one motion. I think the quickness of when he released that shot really messed up Martinez, and it nestled into the far post to make it 1-0. Then he's provided a beautiful cross to Calvert-Lewin to finish to make it 2-0. And at that point, Aston Villa, or Villa Park, started to, you could hear the murmurs. They were wondering what's going on. Ollie Watkins did pull one back at the far post. Good stood up cross from Luca Dean down that left-hand side. And Watkins got his first of the season after some bad misses. Then in the second half, Watkins got his second, a bit unlucky. Harrison tracking back, trying to win a through pass, cut a through pass out, ended up just playing a beautiful cross to Watkins. And he made no mistake to make it 3-2 or 2-2. And then John Duran, who actually came on in that second half and interestingly did not replace Watkins, came on for Ramsey actually. And, they basically were playing, Ramsey basically, Duran as a second striker to Watkins basically, but he was playing a little bit behind him. So kind of linking up the play a bit more than Watkins was. But But when he took that first touch and looked up, he didn't even really look again. He just looked back down and struck that ball. And that was a beautiful finish from about 30, 35 yards, looping and curling over Pickford into the corner. Brilliant strike, fit to win any game. And Aston Villa basically won the game from that wonder strike from John Duran. So in this one, Emi Buendia made his return. So that was good news for Aston Villa. We have a lot of people out for Villa. Bailey's out. Diego Carlos was on the bench but didn't play. Ming still out. Kamara still out. Cash still out. Philogene did forward late, so he's back. But a lot going on with this lineup for Aston Villa right now. So good to see them getting some people back. I asked somebody that I know today that's a Villa fan, is it time to consider finding a way to start John Duran, or do you keep bringing him off the bench since, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of thing? Is there a world where John Duran starts over Ali Watkins ever? I mean, if he continues to have this type of form, I mean, maybe today is not the best time to talk about it, or this weekend, because Ali did get his brace. But, I mean, if John Duran continues to do what he's been doing, I guess what you'll have to do now is just get him on the pitch a bit earlier. He did come on in the 69th this time. So let's see how that change is moving forward. I think once anything goes left for Emery, I'm pretty sure pretty soon he'll just turn and say John every time, so he can forward on and do some damage. So that is it. Everton, I said it before, I'll say it again. They will be in the championship next year. I know it is a storied club in England, but I just don't see it, people. I don't see them staying up. This is 2 games in a row now. They have had 2-0 leads and let them go away. So this is not looking so good for Everton right now. Not looking so good for Everton at all. So 3-2 to Aston Villa. In the end, a very good result to turn it back around all the way. It was looking bleak for a while there, and to be honest, at 2-1, Calvert-Lewin had a big chance and he spurned it through on goal. So could have easily ended 3-3 or even 4-3 on another day, but yeah, wasteful from Everton in that regard. And Pickford had a decent day as well, but I think a lot of the forwards for Villa could have done better. I think Morgan Rogers was guilty a few times of not finishing his dinner. So, decent game of football. I thought both teams created some chances. I thought this was actually one of Everton's better played games, if I'm being honest. I still feel like Villa deserved it in the end. They pretty much dominated the second half for the most part. So, and even before Everton had scored their 2 goals, Villa was on top. So, Villa just didn't take the chances on the day. And I thought Everton put up a good fight, but in the end, wasn't quite enough. And I think the deserved winner did get the 3 points in this one. So 3-2 to Aston Villa. They make their Champions League debut, or not debut, or is it? Well, it might be their debut in the Champions League, actually. I think they play this week. Let me make sure. I don't know if everybody actually played this week, Yeah, so they do play this week. So they play on Tuesday in Switzerland. So they go to Switzerland to face Young Boys on Tuesday. So they'll make their debut in the Champions League 24-25 season. Champions League is back, people. Yeah, man. So tomorrow, look out for some content. Gonna do a Reggae Boys around the world check-in. I've been disrespecting the Reggae girls lately, so we need to definitely include them. I believe the girls' league should be starting back up next week for most of them. I know that the main English league starts back next week, so we'll definitely get those girls in that league going. But gonna do some research and see who else is playing. I know Den should be playing in Mexico right now. So we will just check and see what's going on and try to have a recap of everything, All right, so let me check back in with the chat. Some people had dropped some comments. Haaland carry job, LOL. Pep, please don't start Kyle Walker versus Arsenal. Rico right back and Vardy left back. Simple as that. Okay, so Kyle is the one you would drop, because I was thinking the same thing. I wonder what him going to do next week, because basically he started Kyle and Rico. So Kyle right, Rico left. Subbed off Rico at halftime, I think, and brought on Vardy. So I think he's gonna go with the experience. I don't think he's gonna start Rico. I think he's gonna go with the experience. But let's see. Pinnock was brilliant, minus the error, to be honest. Yeah, he played. I mean, look, as I said, when you have an error in these stats things and it leads to a goal, that's typically -1. So that. Oh, gosh. Netherlands lucky again. Give away a penalty, but it was offsides. Jeez. Linda Caicedo run pound. North London always red. Let them know, Eddie. Let them know. So Duke said triple captain for Haaland next week in my FPL. I don't know if you should do that, I mean, I don't think them going to score a bag of goal on us. I mean, you can. You should. Yes, you should. Because you're my opponent. So please waste your triple captain. Go for it, Duckland. Bless up in a Chaddy. Yeah, man. 3 points to the good. 3 points to the good. Up, Fana. You make a nice run in the predictions this week, Fana. Was it enough though? That's the question. Was it enough? All right, so that's the Villa game. So now the last game of the day. And people, what you guys think about the 3 o'clock p.m. kickoff or the 2 o'clock in Jamaica kickoff, 8 o'clock in England? I kind of like the fact that we did have one more game for watching at the afternoon 3 o'clock, I did like it still. But this one was basically 0-0 for a long stretch. And then Christopher Nkunku off the bench. I don't even think he was on the field that long. He came on in the 79th minute and scored 7 minutes later in the 86th minute to give Chelsea the 1-0 victory. This game I thought was a good game. It was a good game, even though it was 0-0 for a long time. I thought both teams had periods where looks like they might get a goal. Of course, big talking point in the first half, Evan Nielsen drawing a penalty, stepping up to take it, and it was saved by Robert Sanchez, who was the man of the match on the day. Probably one of his best performances in a Chelsea shirt, if I'm being honest. That his distribution was really good on the day. Played some really accurate long passes from his own box into dangerous spaces for Chelsea to get out and attack. Just overall had a good game, good handling, good shot stopping, good on crosses, just a good game overall. Now, another thing that was a main talking point from this game, this broke the record, I think, or tied the record for most yellow cards in a Premier League fixture. I want to say it was 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so it was 15 yellow cards. I think 14 to players, 1 to Enzo Maresca. So I think that was a record or a tied the record or something like that. I think I remember hearing something like that. But I guess the main talking points besides the yellow cards, debuts. So a debut for Jadon Sancho off the bench, came on at halftime for Pedro Neto, had a hand in the goal, played the ball into Nkunku, who turned and fend off 3 defenders to get that finish away. Thought they played really well in their sub appearances. That Neto was extremely quiet in the first half. Jackson, while he was on the pitch, also extremely quiet on this particular day. I think one player of note that I noticed, someone that maybe Chelsea fans didn't think about as a player in this position this season, but I thought Renato Vega was really good in the midfield. For such a big player, he is extremely technical. His left foot is very talented. Saw him spray some passes with that left foot, short, long passes. just a very imposing figure in the midfield, and for someone his size, gets around the pitch pretty well. Not necessarily slow, pretty agile for someone so big. So yeah, Renato Vega I thought had a decent game in midfield, partnering Caicedo. Cole was his usual dangerous self for the most part. And Fofana actually had, I thought, a better game than I thought he even can play ever. I don't have no time for these centre backs from Chelsea. I think Colwell is one for the future. Not sure about the now, and I've never really rated Fofana to that level. I think Disasi really struggled in the first half at right back. So, like I was saying in my preview, the fact that Reece James and Gusto is out is not the best for them, because I don't really see a natural right back to go over there, out of the centre backs. I figured it would have been Disasi, but I've never thought he looks comfortable over there. So what happened in the second half? They brought in Tosin for him. Tosin played centre back and Wesley played right back, and even Wesley Fofana looked more comfortable over that side than how Disasi did. So I guess, one thing to notice, I think, every time Chelsea play a game, who was the odd man out today? So it looks like Mudryk was the one that had to be sacrificed, and Gui. Everybody else in the attacking sense got a chance. When we're talking about Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke, Nico Jackson, Jadon Sancho, Joao Felix, and Nkunku. So I think very rarely we're going to be able to see all the attacking guys in one game. But the two that were left out this time, Gui and Argiu and Mudryk. Then on the Bournemouth side of things, I thought Tavernier had a really good game. I thought Kluivert was good. I thought Evan Nielsen, even though he missed the penalty, I thought he was good. I think where Bournemouth kind of need to step up, I think Adam Smith, great journeyman, but that is what he is. He's a journeyman. They have the youngster Julian Araujo. I would love to see him just start to get the games now. I know he didn't play that well in this game, but I think yes, he has the know-how and the guile, but Adam Smith for me just physically is off the pace just a little bit, especially when he came up against. Even though Neto was quiet, you could see that Neto could beat him down that flank. He just really never got isolated in that first half. But yeah, Bournemouth, I still feel like Bournemouth is going to steal points here and there throughout the season. I like the way their team plays. A clear way that they try to play football. And I do like the three in behind the striker, Tavernier, Kluivert, Semenyo, have a nice balance to them. Tavernier, really hard working, Kluivert as well, but maybe a little more guile and technicality. And then Semenyo, just a beast, goal scoring winger. So what is this now? Another penalty review? So no penalty again. Can't get it. All right. So in this one though, let's check the stats real quick. So Chelsea outpossessed them 67-33. But look at that. The expected goals basically 1.78 to 0.78 in favor of Bournemouth. They both created one big chance. Bournemouth's big chance really was the penalty. Chelsea had their big chance from open play. 19 shots to 10 in favor of Bournemouth. Sanchez with the 7 saves to only 2 for Travers in goal. Kepa couldn't play because he's on loan from Chelsea. Passes, Chelsea a lot more attempted. Then we also have shots on target, 73 in favor of Bournemouth. They hit the woodwork twice. So yeah, they really and truly could have won this one. But as I said, Sanchez with a big performance, and yeah, they were able to pull it off in the end with that bitter quality from Nkunku. And to be honest, have to put a bit of the blame on the defenders as well involved in that goal. I think it was Senesi especially, just with a weak challenge. Zabarni as well, too weak in the challenge. So both centre backs had their chance to rectify the situation and could not get it done. So let's see. Touches in the area 28 to 21. So Bournemouth had more there. Let's look at the entries. Bournemouth edged at 57 to 50. So yeah, Bournemouth on another day. Probably at least get a point out of this one, but sometimes all you need is that one moment. And if it's one thing Chelsea full of, is players to give you a moment. And Nkunku is another one of them. Probably hasn't had the best start to the season, kind of out of favor in terms of starting for this team right now. But I think he will have something to say during this season as well. Quality player. Just hasn't really found. I don't know if Enzo Maresca has found his best position yet. He tends to play him in the striking role or false nine role for the most part. But I really and truly think that on that left side is where he'd probably get the best out of him. But they have so much competition there. Maybe because he's a little more versatile, they try to use him in different places just to get him games. But I don't think that's really helping him to get the most output out of him. So let's see what happens going forward with Nkunku and all the rest of them, because you can't put two teams out every week. So people are going to have to not play. All right, so let us move right into the North London derby. It ended 1-0 to Arsenal. Gabriel in the 64th minute, getting that header from the set piece. I see where people are saying, Gabriel might have pushed off before getting open for that header. I think he did definitely make contact with Romero, but I feel like Romero was a bit too lax. He just looked like he wasn't even standing his ground. I don't know. He just didn't seem like he took that one for granted. He didn't really look like he wanted to clear that ball. And in the end, VAR checked it and didn't deem it enough of a push for it to be a foul. But if you look at this game, definitely a control performance in terms of ball possession for Tottenham. I think Arsenal definitely, Arteta claims that the aim of it wasn't to sit back. They wanted to kind of try to win the ball higher up the pitch, but I didn't see that at all out of them. I don't know how much of that is just not having Odegaard, who usually is the main trigger in our press. But, I thought we were set up to play the same. We had Odegaard basically, we had Trossard basically subbing in for Odegaard in his role. And him and Havertz seemed to be, at times Havertz would be higher, at times Trossard would be higher up the pitch, and Havertz would drop deeper. So they kind of rotated a bit, but when we were pressing, we went into the same 4-4-2 I always go into. I just feel like, you definitely get a sense for how much Odegaard works, because we weren't getting the same effectiveness of like keeping them in certain areas of the field. They were able to maneuver the ball pretty well to move it up the thirds. And pretty much once they broke the first line, we would drop back into a shell and just defend with 10 behind the ball. So, look, I've seen this before from Arteta, where I think this is kind of what makes him a little different from, and I know a lot of people say, he's baby Pep or he tries to be Pep. I feel like he definitely took elements of what Pep does, but I feel like he also, and he said it before, he kind of tries to take the best of everybody he's worked with. So, you have to remember that he played a lot of seasons under David Moyes. So, that whole, okay, defend your own box, don't give up anything cheap. These are things that I hear him say a lot. And you can kind of see in certain ways we set up against certain teams or certain phases of games. He's not afraid to put a lot behind the ball. He knows that we have the ability to counter quickly. And sometimes giving a team that confidence that they're attacking us kind of opens up the possibilities for the counters even more. So I think it's a tactic that we have used in the past, especially last year. I thought we didn't do it as much 2 years ago. I thought 2 years ago we were, some would call it naive, some would say we're brave. I think he has found a nice balance though, because I don't think he wanted us to sit back as much as we did today. I think that really ended up happening because of just how the game was going. But I think at the end of the day, he also knows that we have the type of defense that can hold out if we go to a more defensive setup. So yeah, man, I love the 3 p.m. kickoff, bro. Hot Chili said Walker has looked awful from last season, man. Him against Sterling is giving me nightmares. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we have a game midweek. I have a feeling like he's gonna let Raheem start the Champions League game, but let's see. Big win for Chelsea, absolutely. Keeper took her out, but they won't call no penalty. Yeah, them never call it. So it gone to penalties now, people. Lissandro Martinez, Mazraoui, Erasmus Haaland, Luke Shaw, Amad Diallo want back main team for next year. Okay. So that's what you want to see. Lucky Singh. Spurs shaking my head. Actually did that cheer for Spurs today. So the expected goals both under one. So neither team really, did that much. This is the key stat for me in this entire game. 0 big chances created by Spurs today. They're at home. North London derby, big rivals. We were second best possession-wise all game, but yet still we created more big chances than them. We had 2 to their none, right? They outshot us 15-7. 2 more saves for Raya than Vicario. 7-6 on corners, edged by Tottenham. Passes, they had 200 more attempted than us. Tackles pretty even, free kicks pretty even. Yellow cards, they had 5 to our 3. Shots on target though, 5-4. So much closer in shots on target. Then when you look at shots inside the box as well, just 10-7. So close. They had 5 shots from outside the box. We didn't take any. We scored one of the big chances and missed one. They only had 5 more touches in the penalty area than we did. Final third entries, they did have a lot more than us though, 62-37. And in the final third, we were not very clinical, only 64% to their 84. And we went long 16 more times in the game. Just goes to show that we, didn't take many chances around the back today. 46 long passes. I wouldn't say it's like a lot for us, but when you look at 30 only for them, that's a pretty big difference there. They tried a lot more crosses than we did as well. But yeah, all that matters is the main statistic, and that is 1-0 or 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the. I'm not about to sing it all, people. But this is the team stats right here. Player of the game, David Raya. Magalhaes close behind with an 8. Saliba, I thought, was strong again. Ben White, after some dodgy moments in the first half, I thought he definitely grew into the game and got better as it went. Timber. Off the clap, Timber, people. Man worked extremely hard in this game. Got through it all, 90 minutes played. Really and truly, these 6 players are rare as well. So these 7 players, Partey, Georgie, Timber, Magalhaes, Saliba, Ben White, Raya. Now, Georgie is going to have a 6.1, and I get it. He gave the ball away. He probably was dribble past a few times. But if you watch this game, bro, I'm telling you, Georgie had a good part to play because just his composure in the midfield is calm. Just the way he's constantly talking to players on the pitch. Did wear the armband on the day and definitely performed like one in terms of how he carried himself. Thomas Partey, though, I don't hear a lot of people talking about his performance today. Not sure why. I thought Partey played extremely well today. Mopping up things, being that extra cover for the wing backs, especially Ben White. He was kind of tucked a little more to the right-hand side in this game. Yeah, I thought, wasn't really so involved in the build-up or with the football, but he just did a lot of his work defensively for us today. Martinelli probably had like the clearest chance to set up Saka, went for glory, made the wrong decision. But I thought Martinelli today, he saw a little bit of that one-on-one burst coming back. He was able to beat his marker quite a few times while he was in the game. So hopefully he can continue that. I thought Saka was good as well. I thought Saka was good as well. I thought Havertz did his job as well. The substitutes that came on for us didn't really cause much of an issue. I thought Sterling and Jesus actually, dribbled into trouble a few times. Didn't really make the best decisions on the ball. I won't say they didn't look sharp, but they just didn't make the best decisions. One area I thought looked sharp in his little cameo that he came on in. And then on the Tottenham side of things, I think Johnson got a 7, but should have done better a few times on his actions that he had. Kulusevski has been playing midfield lately, but I don't know if he's as effective as what I used to see him doing in the Brennan Johnson role. Honestly, I don't know if they're forcing him into this role just to get him time, but I don't think he's as effective there at all. When you look at the back line now, I thought the stats make perfect sense. That right hand side, I thought did way better. Romero and Porro. I thought Van de Ven and Udogie were not as good. And yeah, Bentancur had a decent game in the midfield. I thought he started to tire a bit after a while. Madison, I thought, was good. Tried to pick the lock a few times, but he was subbed off late, which was kind of surprising. I would have thought they would have taken off Kulu and left Madison on to maybe continue to play those dangerous passes into the box. But look, Ange made his decisions. Clearly, it didn't work today because they lost 1-0. And a huge 3 points in the North London derby for Arsenal today. Actually, so when KDB will Arsenal next week, a problem. All right, make we see. Sterling looked a bit labored getting up and down that left side. Yeah, I think maybe sometimes you can be so excited, it's just too much, Maybe that was the case. But I mean, Sterling is such a experienced player, you wouldn't think something like that would reach him. But hopefully it's not. That him just not ready for that, because we're going to need him, I think. We have a lot of games forwarding, and we're going to need him to contribute minutes for sure. I watch your club, Arsenal. Yes, wasn't the best game, but Arsenal defense was excellent. Facts. Yeah, man, a lot of leadership on display. Spurs just a disappointment. Saliba, Saka, Jure, and Timber, great defense setup for your team. Yeah, man, I thought when you're talking about defensively, I thought we were faultless as a team. As I said, we bend but didn't break most of the time. Like, if they had entries or whatever the case was, we got bodies around. What a bad penalty there. My gosh, so Colombia missed them first too. Well, one saved and then they missed the second one, I think. Caicedo, ball. Jeez, and this is at home too. I always feel like home teams in penalty shootout is worse. It's worse for the home team because it's just more pressure. Maybe that's just me making that up, but I've always thought that. But yeah, big scalp. Drop some super chat on the board for that, people. For my birthday and for Arsenal winning. Even if you're a rival fan, do the right thing. I'll know somebody not drop nothing on the board for my birthday, wicked, Jeez, he's on so wicked, man. Drop a super chat, bro. Yeah, man, look like Colombia gone, brother. 3-0 that now. Mind games. I respect Lucky Singh. Like the video. Just at least do that for me. Gunners. Go on Nitro. Yeah, man. Gunners, take it to them, man. Take it to them. Big win. I had said when I saw the fixtures to open the season, I said if we can get 13 points out of the first 5, I'll be happy. We got the draw at Brighton, which was not how I wanted it to play out. And all that meant was, oh my gosh, she saved that one and Colombia is out. So I guess my feed is a bit behind, but that's 3-0 in penalties. I don't think I said they even got a chance to take one. Wow. Jaja, rough. At home, after you went to the semis in the last tournament. Now you host it with your star baller back for captain you. And them couldn't get it done. We will beat the City frauds. Big up, Demo. Big up. Yeah, man, the day was awesome, bro. My daughter side win. So we get the first win of the league. We have 3 games played. We are 1-1 now. So we're gonna 4 points. So I take our time, move up the table. And then of course Arsenal win this morning. So and even my NFL team win, Jets win. So yo, I don't know. Have any more teams to play? Netherlands just knock out Colombia. It's the next team I'm a cheer for. Even though I like Colombia still. Everybody know Linda my baller. Japan, Spain are going now. So where this are going? So why not up on TV? Oh, because they must show the USA game. Yo, if me there think would I set up a stream for the USA game, but birthday settings tonight, people. You know what going tonight. People dead. So I beat my juice. Yeah, man, I'm earth strong today, man. I'm earth strong today, man. All right, one more game, One more game to talk about before my leg out the place and go deal with some more family settings, Wolves and Newcastle, people. It was the last game of the weekend, and it was a good one. Really good one. Wolves took the lead in the first half to Mario Lemina, a brilliant dummy. I think Joe Gomez left it and Lemina finished it off from a Strand Larson cross. And then in the second half, 2 goals separated by 5 minutes. Fabian Schär with a good strike got a big deflection off Dawson to end up in the corner, and then a wonder strike from Harvey Barnes cutting in. Very similar to the goal by what's his name? Callum Hudson-Odoi, actually. So Liverpool fans might have been seeing double with that one. But a brilliant strike fit to win any game, and it was 2-1 to Newcastle to keep them unbeaten as well to start the season, 3 wins and a draw, just like Arsenal. So they are currently in third place in the Premier League, and we will show the Premier League table. The big news for FPL fans, and especially me, myself, Alexander Isak came off injured at halftime. Not a good look. Bruno G also came off late as well. I know he's kind of a popular pick, good bargain signing in midfield there, Bruno G. But Harvey Barnes, who I picked up in fantasy, did his thing, came on at halftime, scored a goal. I was a bit apprehensive to get him because I don't know if he'll start, but I just feel like he's almost a shoo-in when he plays to get a goal or an assist. He always is involved. So Harvey Barnes, good pickup for me. I think I got him in every single league I could possibly get him in. So every fantasy league I'm in, I think I have Harvey Barnes now. So yeah, I'm happy with that pickup too, because if Isak has anything long-term going on, Gordon will slide to the central striker and Harvey Barnes will take up his more preferred left-hand spot. So more to come, hopefully, for Harvey. But all in all, Wolves still stuck on 1 point. Again, I feel like Wolves, they do enough to get points in games. They just can't get it done. This game was a very even game. Expected goals even, the big chances even, shots even. Both keepers made the same amount of saves. So, and a lot of Wolves games this season has been like that, but they haven't gotten the result. I think over time, if you can continue to play games like this, though, you will start to get more points. So I'm still not jumping off the wagon of Wolves in terms of them being safe in this season. I like the coach. I like the system. Yes, they've had some losses to some players, but I feel like they're going to continue to play like this. The results will come eventually. They will start to pick up some 3 points when they used to get one, and get a point when they were losing fixtures. It will happen. 63-50, Newcastle in the final third entry, so pretty close there. The passes were pretty close, slight edge to Newcastle. But yeah, 2 big chances in the game for both teams. Of course, Newcastle missed both of theirs, but very, very close in expected goals, possession pretty much even, big chances even. So very tight game, but Newcastle in the end got the 2 goals. A bit of luck on the Schär strike with the deflection of Dawson, but no luck really in the second strike from Harvey Barnes. Just class from Harvey Barnes there. Good player that I've always had time for. I think he had the last time he got injured was a really bad timing for him, because I think he was on the cusp of getting into those England teams. But right now it probably seems like a stretch with all the players that England have right now. So look, I think he's a quality player though. Maybe a bit of a one-trick pony, but he does that one trick really well. So there's nothing wrong with that. One of my favorite wingers ever was pretty much a one-trick pony, and that was Arjen Robben. So if you are effective enough, you can have one trick and do it every time, and then can't do nothing about it. Believe me. And I think Harvey Barnes has that cutting, shoot, cutting, cross. That's kind of his move, but he pretty much gets to do it most of the time without being impeded. So he's kind of mastered it. So yeah, man, that is pretty much the roundup for the Prem this week. Let's look at the full table before I pull up the predictions standings for the week. So in 20th right now, Everton, 0 wins, 0 draws, and 4 losses from 4. They have conceded the most in the league. 13 have scored 4 goals, but definitely down at the bottom of the table, -9, 0 points. Southampton, also 4 losses from their 4 games, conceded 8 goals, only scored 1 for -7. They have 0 points as well. Then Wolves conceded 11, which is second most in the league. 6 in one game to Chelsea, and then 5 in the other 3. And they have scored 4. They have 1 point, only club with 1 point, 1 draw, and 3 losses. Then you have Ipswich, Crystal Palace, and Leicester all on 2 points. So 2 draws and 2 losses. Ipswich with the worst goal difference of the 3 in 17th, Palace 16th, Leicester in 15th. Then we move to the 4-point teams, Tottenham and West Ham. So 2 teams that going into this season, folks would probably have sniffing in and around the top 4. I know some had Tottenham in the top 4. I, at first go, was thinking maybe West Ham would be that Aston Villa team this year. Upon looking further at the table, I changed my mind, had them a bit further down. But I definitely would think that these 2 teams would be in the top half for sure. Right now, currently, they're in 13th and 14th with a win, a draw, and 2 losses. West Ham, -1 goal difference, Tottenham +2. That's why Tottenham's 13th and West Ham 14th. Then 2 teams are on 5 points. That's Bournemouth and Fulham, both at 0 goal difference, but Bournemouth has 1 more goal scored, so they are in 11th and Fulham in 12th. Then we have 2 teams with 6 points. That would be Brentford and United, both with 2 wins and 2 losses, both with a 0 goal difference, but Brentford has 6 goals to Man United's 5 goals scored. Then we have Chelsea alone on 7 points in 8th place, 2 wins, a draw, and a loss. Scored 8, conceded 5. Forest in 7th place with 8 points, scored 4, conceded 2. And then Brighton also on 8 points in 6th, scored 6, conceded 2. And then we have the teams on 9 points. That's 5th place Aston Villa with a +1 goal difference, and 4th place Liverpool with a +6 goal difference. Then we have Newcastle in 3rd on 10 points with a +3, 3 wins and 1 draw, no losses. Arsenal in 2nd, 10 points, 3 wins, 1 draw, 6-4 and 1 against. And you have Man City, leading goal scorer so far in the league, 11 goals. I think Haaland has 9 of those 11, 12 points, 4 wins from 4 for the 4-time reigning champions. So they have a +8 goal difference already. So they're leading in the points, the goal difference, the goals, everything so far. Next week, though, we have the big one. Arsenal will be headed to the Etihad. Definitely look out next week for the preview show. We will break down all the games next week. Look forward to doing that with everyone. In the meantime, let's check in with the comment section. Fana said, earthstrong, bless up. Chaddy said, bless up, JD. Big up, Chaddy. No, Chad know me from before me up on YouTube, and JD was my name when Chad met me. So that was my nickname in Jamaica. Yeah, I've told this story before, but I don't really tell it much because JD believed that It's a competition, you know, even the names, even though I made the name JD long time too. Yeah, I mean I have FSP, but I can't find it on a stream still. But through me I watch this, I can't do it right now. Through me I do this, I can't do it right now. Barnes can switch to Scotland, he should. Yeah, they would use him for sure. They would use him. Irish must are strong back. We need everything. Man's I get hold. But yeah, that's not a mistake where Chad make float. Chad know me as JD. Chad probably don't even know the other JD, to be honest. Yeah, man, that good, man. All right, so let me get this up on the screen. Let me get this up on the screen for you people. This is the standings for the week. So I'm soon calling the back. So here are the standings for week 4, people. Congrats. People, may I tell you the truth, it was a rough week. It was a rough week, people. Biggs G took the title for this week. Him and Fana got 6 and 4, but he got the tiebreaker because he had one correct score. Fana didn't get any correct scores this week, but had one of the better records, 6 and 4. Demo got the tiebreaker for third, 5 and 5. Duke as well, 5 and 5, and Hot Chili. And Jason Gooner TV on his birthday weekend. You can't win them all. My daughter win her match, Arsenal win for them match. I couldn't win the predictions this week, but that's okay. I am happy. I am happy. But yeah, relegation settings this week, Chile. I tell you. And the crazy thing, you know, when we do the picks, you know, I said Chile, you have whole heap of sense because it's about 4 or 5 same exact score me and Chile do, you know. But next time I'm gonna know. I was feeling good about it because last week Chile was the best. So I said, all right. If I pick like Chile, that means I have a chance. Wasn't the case this week. I guess Chile was picking like me. But yo, people, them time there, you know, man's gone to go and finish off the rest of his birthday. I've to go and refill my cup. Yeah, man, refill my cup. Relax with the fam before the girls have to go to bed, which is soon. So yeah, man, big up on yourself and the people. Manners and respect to all those that were in the building to go through the review show for one more week. Big week in the EPL. As you know, this week coming up, we have Champions League back in action. So we're looking forward to some Champions League matchup starting on Tuesday. Tomorrow I'll be back with some more content, people. It's gonna be a lot more Jamaican focused. We're gonna take a look at some of the fixtures so far in the schoolboy football, see which team starting out hot. We're gonna look at some of the opening weekend of the JPL, talk about the results, and also look around Europe, look around North America, and everywhere that Jamaicans are playing football, just to give you a recap of how some of our players did this weekend after the international break concluded. All right, people, so look out for that tomorrow at some point. More than likely, it will be a night show, full day tomorrow between kids and work and football practice and all these things. So, yeah. Yeah, man, them time they know people. I'm gone. Gonna enjoy the rest of my strong. Drop some super chat before me cut out of the building, people. That would be greatly appreciated. If not, just make sure you smash a like button on the video and just keep supporting, guys. I'm enjoying creating this content for you guys, really and truly. As I say every time I do these videos, this is not work to me. I just enjoy doing it. I like to turn on the camera, speak about these things. Literally, I spend most of my day talking to everyone in my life about these things anyway. So we just turn on the camera or put out content because yeah, I've come to realize that a lot of people that watch the game value my opinion on it. So yeah, I'm gonna bring that opinion to more and more people, and I think the more people that get to know me and my opinion on football, they will start to value it as well. Yeah, man. But we have to take our time to grow the channel, people. We're so thankful. The channel got monetized really quickly. So yeah, it's just another way to delve into the game that I love so much. I am trying to get educated as well in the coaching aspect of things. So I think doing these videos helps with that as well. Just discussing the game, talking about the game, breaking down the game, it all helps people. So yeah, man. That's why we started the channel, people. We started the channel because we realized that people value our voice, and we realized that yeah, we kind of do this naturally. It's not really hard for me to do this. So yeah, it's it's not perfect, I know. There's a lot of things I can do better. I would love to get a bit better graphics going on the screen and things of that nature. But yeah, man, in due time, people, as the channel improves, as the channel viewership grows, we'll be able to put some more investment into the channel. So yeah, for right now, people, just keep on enjoying, keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on sharing. That's all I can really ask for, people. And yeah, man, didn't really have the people dropping no super chats on my birthday, but it's all good. Guess what? It's my birthday week. So all week I'll be talking about this. So all the people where I move shy and I want to take them hand out of them pocket today, don't worry, people. Tomorrow I'll be back and I'll be asking again. Yes, man. So don't worry. Don't worry. But in all seriousness, people, I have some things I have to go take care of. It is my birthday. I need to refill my glass. I need to tuck in the kids, read them story, tell them I love them, and put them to bed early. Duke, you're a smart fellow. Very smart fellow. So big up, people. I'm going to put all them things into motion. So we can, motion, motion. Big up on yourself, people. I'm out of here. It's Jason Gooner TV. And I say a prayer for Mrs. Hall. Big up on yourself. Manners and respect.